So when you start thinking about everything being about energy flowing, and you especially think about your physical apparatus being a vessel that flows energy, and you realize that your thoughts are what really matter, because your thoughts are the gateways to whether the energy is being allowed to flow in the direction of your desires. You see, as you came into this physical body and you continue to evolve, this vortex where your inner being is calling you forward all the time. Your inner being is attracting by law of attraction. We know this is a little out there, but hear us, it really is an explanation about how the universe works. Law of attraction is calling all, gathering all, attracting all cooperative components. And since you are the creator of all of this, you are the most logical component to be considered, to be wanted, to be cooperative. You cannot ever separate from the you that you have created. Does that make sense to you? And if you're not going with the flow of the you that you've created, then you're causing a tension that first starts out as negative emotion. If you keep it up, it gets stronger. If you keep keeping it up, eventually it leads to physical discomfort. So here's what we would do if we were in your physical body with you and feeling the physical discomfort. We would say to ourselves, this means help's on the way. Because what it means is source is calling and you're just not going. If you could relax into it, give into the pain rather than resisting it, rather than thinking that it means something's wrong, instead say it's an indicator that's helping me, and if I can just relax into it. For example, let's say that there are 10 thoughts that you might be thinking about, 10 important subjects in your life, and half of them feel pretty satisfying when you think about them, and the other half don't. Well, with a little bit of meditation, you'll find it easier and easier to approach the subjects that feel most satisfying. It's sort of like when you sit in front of your television, you know the programs that please you and you know the ones that don't, and you don't have a lot of difficulty making the choices in that. So relative to your physical body, if you could think about how your inner being has summoned all cooperative components and is actually calling the consciousness of your cells into well-being. And if your inner being were not, by your request, calling the consciousness of your cells, are we too far out for you? You accept your cells have consciousness? Calling the consciousness of your cells into their new becoming. If that weren't happening, you'd feel no pain. So two things would stop the pain. If you weren't asking for improvement, which is your inner being calling it, or if you weren't resisting the improvement that is being called for. So that's why we say, if you can relax into it, see it as a good sign. Oh, this means help's on the way. This means my cells are awake and alert and moving toward. This is not a bad thing. This is a good thing. So that you're not tensing against it and wishing it would go away. You're actually relaxing into it and just letting it be. We're not asking you to get rid of negative emotion. We're just asking you to think thoughts where negative emotion doesn't apply. We're just asking you to change the direction of your thought, and we know the negative emotion will go away. And we're just asking you to change the direction of your thought, and we know the pain will go away. This is law of attraction, universe. It's law of inclusion. There's no law of exclusion. So you can't push anything away. So when you think about the things you don't want and you try to push them away, they don't go away, they just get bigger. So now we want to say to you, it's not your thoughts about your body that are the reason for your pain. It's your thoughts about things that you're worried about. It's the things you worry about. It's the unsatisfying thoughts you have. And most of them, you would be shocked to realize how really insignificant in the scope of your life they really are. People make mountains out of molehills. You make big deals out of things that aren't big deals. And part of it is because you've been trained to find a problem and solve it. But when you find a problem, you make it bigger. And you've already long ago put the solution into the vortex, and source energy has already solved the problem. But the vibration of the solution and the vibration of the problem are two different frequencies.